No one really tells you how quiet unemployment feels. Not peaceful quiet, not the kind of quiet people romanticize when they talk about having time off or finally getting a break. I mean, a different kind of quiet. The kind where the day stretches out in front of you and nothing is asking anything from you. But at the same time, nothing is giving anything back either. It's quiet in a way that makes you hear your own thoughts clearer. And that's where it gets heavy because people talk about unemployment like it's just about not having a job. But it's not just that. It's the feeling of being paused while everything else keeps moving. It's watching the work continue, people going to work, building lives, making progress while you're just there, waiting, thinking, trying to stay okay. And I don't really think people understand how deep that feeling can go because on the outside, it can look like freedom. No job, that must be nice. You have time, enjoy it. Take this moment to relax. But it doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like being stuck in between something. Like life it paused, but didn't tell you when it's gonna press play again. And the quiet makes everything louder. The doubts, the pressure, the thoughts about the future because the truth is, I genuinely can't describe the depth of the feeling that comes with thinking about working forever. Like, really thinking about it. The idea that life might just be working until the end, repeating the same cycle over and over just to survive. That thought sits heavier than people admit. And it's not even about not wanting to work. It's about wanting something that doesn't drain everything out of you. Just a job where the environment feels peaceful. When showing up doesn't feel like losing a part of yourself. When existing there doesn't feel like a constant pressure. And somehow that feels like too much to ask for. Which is wild because it shouldn't be. Wanting to feel okay in the place where you spend most of your time shouldn't feel unrealistic. But in this system, it does. And that's where another layer of this comes in. Because unemployment doesn't just make you think about money, it makes you think about worth. It makes you question where you stand. It makes you feel like you're behind, even when you're trying your best not to be. And that's dangerous because slowly, without even noticing it, there's this pressure to tie your value to productivity, to how much you're doing, to how much you're earning, to how useful you look. And that's where I had to catch myself because I don't want to live like that. I don't want my worth to be decided by how much I produce, or how busy I look, or whether or not I fit into society, or whether or not I fit into the system that doesn't even feel built for people to feel okay in. Do not let capitalism create your worth because it will try to convince you that you're not constantly moving, constantly producing, constantly proving something. Then you're falling behind. But that's not the truth. Being in a quiet season doesn't make you less. Being in a waiting period doesn't erase your value. Having time doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you're in a different time of life right now. Even if it doesn't feel comfortable, even if it doesn't feel clear, even if it feels heavy. And yeah, this space is hard because it's not loud enough to distract you and not peaceful enough to rest in. It just exists and you exist in it. Trying to make sense of it, trying to stay grounded in it, trying to not let it define you. And maybe that's the real challenge. Not just finding a job, but not losing yourself in the process of needing one. So if this feels familiar in any way, just know this. This quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening, even if it feels like it. even if it looks like it, even if nobody else can see it. Something is still forming here. Something is still shifting, even in the stillness. And maybe that's enough for now. Maybe just getting through this part without not letting it break how you see yourself is already something. So yeah, no one really tells you how quiet unemployment feels, but they also don't tell you how strong you have to be to sit in the quiet and not let it define who you are. Because overthinking wasn't enough. Now there's time for every thought to echo.